What's up, people? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day. Okay, let's get down to this fuckery known as General Hospital. More bullshit. So let's get some of this bullshit out the way first. Lulu, Dante, let me just talk about them first, because they were the most pointless thing about this episode. Like, seriously, they whole scene today was utter pointless. Lulu and Dante are selfish. Let's just put it like that. There are so many people out here in the world who can't have babies, period. But they still accept it. There's people out here who have just one child and they wanted more kids, but they only had one child. But you know what? They're okay with that. They're grateful for the child that they have, and they're cool with that. Here, Dante and Lulu been bitching and bitching and bitching about not having kids, period. Now y'all finally have a son who ain't even a year old yet, and y'all talking about having another one. Dante told her, he initially told her, we have this embryo and we could wait another 10 years to have another baby. Why are you in such a rush to have one now? Why? Like, seriously, like, what is with all this baby fever? Like, what is up with this? Like, 90% of GH nowadays is babies. What the fuck? And the other 10% is Mob Central. And now they done added a baby into the mob storylines now. What the fuck? So basically 95% of the show is Mob Central, is baby fever. This shit is so stupid. Lulu and Dante just need to be grateful for the son that they have. I mean, come on, Rocco, he isn't even one yet. He's not going to be one until what, August? He ain't even 1 year old yet. And already y'all trying to have another baby. For what? Which brings me to my next point. Where the fuck is y'all? Where's this baby going to sleep? Y'all live in a shoebox apartment. I mean, where's this baby going to sleep? Like, seriously. They live in a small apartment. It's barely big enough for the three of them. And they're not even looking to upgrade. Like, seriously, at least get y'all a little 2-3 bedroom apartment. I'm sure y'all can afford it. But which brings me to point number 3. Who's paying for this extra kid? I mean, Dante, he's stretched a little too thin financially. I mean, basically, from what I've been seeing, they've only been living on one income because Lulu don't make no money at the Hornet Star. It's supposed to be a nightclub, but I don't ever see nobody there. They don't ever show it. So we're under the assumption that it ain't making no money. So basically, the only person that makes the money in that house is Dante. And we all know a cop's salary ain't that large. I mean, he's a detective. How much could his salary possibly be? Port Charles is basically a small town, so how much money could he possibly be making per year? And he does get paid on a yearly basis, like $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year. So how the fuck can y'all afford another kid right now? How? I don't know, but I wasted too much time talking about them because they're non-factors. TJ. Stupid TJ. Okay, if you see Rafe in the park snorting cocaine or whatever, why would you walk up on him and be like, what are you doing? Why is that your business? You don't like him. He don't like you. Why do you give a fuck if he's snorting cocaine? I don't give a fuck if I see somebody I hate doing heroin. I'm going about my business. I really don't care what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was stupid on TJ's part. And a part of me was laughing when Rafe knocked him the fuck out. Because that serves you right. You should have just minded your business. Why do you care so much if he's snorting dope? That's his business. Let him fuck his life up. Worry about your life. Because your life ain't picture perfect right now. But what pissed me off was Rafe sitting there talking about TJ mother being a drug dealer. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Because last I heard, your daddy was a goddamn serial killer posing as a vampire. So you ain't got no room to talk. And then he trying to sit there and talk about Molly father Oh, please, you really don't want to talk about Rick Lanzin, because trust me, he need to Google Rick Lanzin. Because if you mess with Rick or you mess with his daughter, not only will you have to deal with Rick, you have to deal with Sam, Nicholas, Sonny. And trust me, Sonny ain't no, he ain't no easy person. He got a little insane. He's a little insane in the membrane, if you get what I'm saying. You got all these people who will kill you if you ever do anything to Molly. So you might want to leave Rick's name out your mouth. Because he'd do you just like he did Carly 11 years ago and put your ass in a panic room. I swear I love that storyline. Bring back good memories. I think that was when she was pregnant with Morgan. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so he punched TJ in the face and TJ did not swing on him. That's what really irked me. He just knocked you the fuck out and busted your lip and you didn't punch him back? Are you insane? That little boy would have been on the floor had he even tried to swing on me. And TJ saw that punch coming and he didn't duck, he didn't block it. He had a couple of seconds to block that punch and he didn't. Because Rafe isn't the fastest person. He's kind of slow on the uptake. So when he threw that punch, it was pretty slow. So you had time to duck or block it and swing back. And when TJ did pretend like he was going to hit him, Rafe curled up like a little bitch, which I figured he would do because that's what bitches do. I'm so ready for Rafe to go, and then Sam bumped into him at the park or whatever. I am pretty sure, I have a hunch. It's not in no spoiler or nothing, but I have a hunch. The person that caused that accident was Rafe. Because there ain't no telling how long that boy been doing cocaine, and he must have been high on the road that night, and he ran them off the road. It was Rafe that did it, because I seen the way his eyes looked when he asked about the baby and stuff like that. When he found out the baby died, Rafe, you did it. So anyway, on to the Nina Clay situation. The writers are trying too hard to get us to care about Nina Clay. I mean, I love Michelle Stafford, but I'm still not caring about this Nina Clay situation. And the reason I don't care about Nina Clay is because who is this woman? All I know about her is she's the wife of Silas, or the ex-wife. I'll get to the ex-wife part in a minute. That's all I know about her. Silas ain't even nobody big on this show, so why would I care about their marriage or their storyline? Why would I really care about it? Who is she connected to? Is she somehow connected to Sonny, Carly, Rick? No, so why should I care? She ain't connected to nobody big on this show, so what would I care for? But anyway, she's pretty much in La La Land trying to pick her life back up 20 years later, trying to get Silas back or whatever, trying to, rekindle their marriage. And obviously Silas is trying to tell her that he is with Sam now. But correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they legally declare Nina dead and now she's back? So if they legally declared her dead, that means legally her marriage to Silas is null and void now. And the only way to have her marriage back with Silas is if they get remarried. So therefore, the marriage is null and void. It's dissolved. And Sam is holding out hope that Silas is going to tell Nina about him and her, and she's going to resume her relationship, which begs the question. So what if the roles were reversed? What if Jason came back and Silas wanted Sam to tell Jason about Silas and Sam, and he wanted to resume his relationship with Sam? What would Sam do? Because my guess, now this was Guzza writing this show, my guess would be Sam would choose Jason 10 times over. But if Guzza was still writing the show, Silas Clay, Nina Clay, they wouldn't even exist on this show, truth be told. Because Guzza, he would have never brought One Life to Live people over here. He wouldn't have done that. And he definitely wouldn't have put nobody like that with Sam. If they wanted to hook Sam up with somebody, it would be Patrick. I would prefer her to be with Patrick because her and Patrick have more chemistry. They have more in common because, for one, Sam lost a child 10 years ago. She lost her daughter. Patrick recently lost a son. Both of them have presumably lost spouses at the time. Patrick thought Robin was dead, so they both lost spouses, so they have more in common. and they just are a perfect fit. And I love the fact that she's always there for him. Sabrina, I'm worried about Sabrina. The death of her baby has seriously impacted her tremendously. I mean, I thought she was okay at first, but now at the end, she putting on a wedding dress and wow. But I'm loving the writing for her though. I do love it because they're giving her some meaty dialogue. And it's something they're trying to make it realistic, like, because when people lose a child, they do go through like mental breakdowns and stuff like that. They do, because it's so traumatic for them. So I feel bad for her. And what the hell is going on with this Rick storyline? So now Rick, Anna tells him about what's really going on. So now I'm guessing they came up with this big old plan to fake Rick's death, which I think is a brilliant idea if you think about it. Because Anna Devane can't risk going public with the fact that Rick is not the boss. She can't risk doing that because then it'll be bad for Rick, it'll be bad for Molly, and it'll be bad for Jordan because her cover would be blown. So they had to come up with a plan. And my guess the plan is that they're going to pretend like Rick tried to escape while being transported. So they shot him, faked his death. So that way they would think that the boss is dead, that Julian's boss is dead. So that way they could flush out the real boss. That's a smart plan. It's about goddamn time somebody at the PCPD using their noggin. Finally, somebody came up with a brilliant story. Now let's hope and pray that they don't botch it, because there's a million things that can go wrong with this storyline. Hopefully they keep it right. So anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a great day. I think that's everything. So I'll see you all later. Have a great day.